History is written by the victors, but what about those whose bravery lies hidden in its shadows? These are the voices of valor, unsung heroes who changed the world, often without recognition. Today, we honor their stories. Irina Sendler, the guardian of the Warsaw Ghetto. During World War II, Irina Sendler, a Polish social worker, risked her life to smuggle over 2,500 Jewish children out of the Warsaw Ghetto. Disguising them as orphans and hiding them in convents, she kept meticulous records to reunite them with their families after the war. Arrested and tortured by the Nazis, she never betrayed her mission. For decades, her heroism remained in the shadows, but her courage saved generations. Claudette Colvin, the teenager who defied segregation. End 1955, Claudette Colvin, a 15-year-old girl in Montgomery, Alabama, refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. Her bold defiance came months before Rosa Parks' historic protest. Though her actions sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, Claudette's story was overlooked, but her bravery lit a flame in the civil rights movement. Tsune Sugihara, the Japanese Schindler. As Japan's consul in Lithuania during World War II, Tsune Sugihara defied orders from his government and issued thousands of visas to Jewish refugees fleeing the Nazis. Working tirelessly, he saved entire families, even writing visas from his train window as he departed. His courage wasn't acknowledged until decades later, when the survivors came forward to share their stories. Alice Ball, the chemist who cured leprosy. Alice Ball was an African-American chemist whose groundbreaking treatment for leprosy saved countless lives in the early 20th century. Despite her achievements, credit for her discovery was initially given to a male colleague. It took years for her contributions to be acknowledged, but her legacy as a pioneering scientist endures. Sybil Ludington, the teenage revolutionary. In 1777, Sybil Ludington, a 16-year-old girl, rode through the night to warn American militia forces of an impending British attack. Covering twice the distance of Paul Revere, her journey rallied soldiers to defend their towns. Though her ride was just as critical, Sybil's name remains absent from most history books. Henrietta Lacks, the immortal woman. In 1951, cells taken from Henrietta Lacks without her consent became the first immortal human cells grown in culture. Her cells, known as HeLa, revolutionized medical research, contributing to countless breakthroughs. Yet for decades, Henrietta and her family received no recognition. Today, we honor her as a hero of science, Sophie Scholl, the voice of resistance. In Nazi Germany, Sophie Scholl, a 21-year-old university student, led the White Rose Resistance Group. She distributed anti-Nazi leaflets, urging Germans to rise against tyranny. Arrested and executed for her activism, Sophie's last words were, "What does my death matter if through us, thousands are awakened?" Her bravery continues to inspire. Dr. John Snow, the father of epidemiology. In 1854, Dr. John Snow traced the source of a deadly cholera outbreak to contaminated water. His groundbreaking work established the foundation for modern epidemiology, though it was dismissed in his time. Today, his methods are hailed as life-saving science. Nicholas Winton, the rescuer of Czechoslovak children. On the eve of World War II, Nicholas Winton organized the escape of 669 Jewish children from Czechoslovakia, arranging trains to safety in Britain. For 50 years, his efforts remained unknown, even to his family, until a scrapbook was discovered. Known as the British Schindler, Winton's quiet heroism saved a generation. Viola Desmond, the Canadian civil rights pioneer. In 1946, Viola Desmond challenged racial segregation in Canada by refusing to leave a whites-only section of a movie theatre. Her courageous stand led to a legal battle that inspired Canada's civil rights movement. Though she didn't live to see it, her image now graces the Canadian $10 bill. These are the voices of valor, the names that history overlooked, but whose impact resonates across generations. Their stories remind us that heroism comes in many forms, and sometimes the greatest courage lies in quiet acts of defiance. Dedicated to the forgotten heroes of history, may their stories never be silenced again.